It is believed that the first sculpture was created almost 40,000 years ago. These works of art are built for a variety of reasons, and artists use them to convey different messages. However, some statues are so strange that they'll make you wonder what the artists were thinking when they were sculpting them. I guarantee that these sculptures will be some of the strangest you've ever seen. In 1851, a man named Charles Latrobe was appointed Lieutenant Governor of the Australian state of Victoria. During his time in this position, he worked hard to significantly improve the city of Melbourne. He introduced a better water supply and revamped the entire police force. He also established various institutions, including the City University, State Library, and the Royal Melbourne Hospital. As the city's population grew, he even made sure to build parks and gardens. It appears that he was very well liked by majority of Melbourne's population. So much so that they named a university after him, as well as streets, suburbs, and mountains. The widespread love and respect for Charles led them to create 2 statues in his honor. The second monument is a standard bronze statue that was crafted in 2006 and is located at the State Library, Victoria. However, the first one is quite unusual. It was built upside down. The statue stands on its head and looks like it's defying the laws of gravity and weight. It was sculpted by Australian artist Charles Robb and is available for viewing at the Latrobe University campus. The irony is that most citizens described Latrobe as being honest and upright. So why did Charles Robb build a statue upside down? Was he trying to send a message that Latrobe wasn't as upstanding as people thought? Was it an intentional insult? It turns out that it was none of the above. The artist was trying to challenge the traditional way of using public monuments to commemorate historical figures. Interestingly, the sculpture gained lots of media attention and made Latrobe more well-known than any conventional upright statue could have. Sounds to me like it did its job. Imagine this. You're taking a tour of the beautiful Prague castle when you suddenly stumble upon one of the most unusual sculptures you've ever seen. The Parable with Skull is a sculpture of a person crouching on all fours with their back arched and a gigantic skull on their back. The work of art is made entirely of bronze and sits on a thick slab of aging wood. It was created by Jaroslav Rona, who also sculpted the statue of popular 20th century novelist Franz Kafka. Kafka's literary works combine elements of fantasy and realism. This is only one of many strange sculptures you can find in the city of Prague, most of which were built by Jaroslav Rona. According to the creator Jaroslav, the sculpture was inspired by a desperate beggar described in one of Kafka's stories called The Bucket Rider. Despite this description, people are still confused about its meaning and refer to it as an existential riddle. Although this work of art may look fascinating from the front and the side, the real surprise is all the way at the back, where the beggar's dangling bronze testicles are proudly displayed for everyone to see. Nothing like some bronze balls to really tie everything together, eh? If you're anything like me, you are extremely grossed out by vomit or anything vomit related. And if that's the case, you might want to skip past this part. Artist Klaus Weber loves two things: sculpting fountains and bodily functions. He decided to combine two of his favorite things to create one of the most unusual art installations ever seen. The work of art is located in the South Bank in central London. It contains 5 sculptures that are all doing something that allude to a bodily function. The body of each sculpture is made of metamorphic rock, while the head is made of stone. One statue has water streaming out of its mouth to mimic the action of someone throwing up. The other one has water leaking out of its armpits to create the illusion of sweating. Another statue appears to be in a squatting position using the bathroom. You get the picture. All of the water coming out of the vomiting fountainhead is recycled, which could be a way to signify that the things that come out of our bodies have been used up, broken down, and swirled around before they make their exit. When Klaus designed the installation, he named it the Big Giving. It is definitely clear what these statues are giving. I'm just not sure anybody wants to receive it. Czech artist David Černý has always managed to spark conversation with his creations. He is known for sculpting pieces that are shocking, provocative, and controversial. In fact, he once told an interviewer that he just loves pissing people off. Well, we can be sure that this statue pissed some people off. And we mean that literally. One of David's most renowned works of art is this statue of 2 men urinating. These figures might look like they're made from stacks of sliced metal, but they were actually crafted from rippling serrated bronze. David specifically designed the statue this way so he could include a swiveling crotch. Yes, you heard that right. The 2 male statues were created with bronze penises that can swirl around and pee in a never-ending stream. Although it may seem like they're just urinating in random spots, the figures are actually programmed to spell out Czech literary quotes with their pee streams. And if that wasn't interesting enough, they can even spell out personalized messages. You can send a text to a special phone number, and the statues will spell out whatever was sent in that text message. Now, I can't lie, this is pretty cool, but I don't think everyone in Czech Republic feels the same way. It is important to note that the basin the bronze figures are urinating into is shaped like a map of Czech Republic. Of course, David specifically did this to make a statement and show his sense of humor. And we can't talk about David's unique creations without mentioning this one. It is known as the brown nosing sculpture, which I think is pretty self-explanatory. Don't you just love when you're on your way to class and you're greeted by a giant vagina? Well, technically, it's a vulva, which is the external part of the female genitalia. And don't worry, it's not an actual vagina, it's just a sculpture. This unique work of art can be found at the back entrance of the Institute for Virology and Microbiology at the University of Tübingen in Germany. The sculpture was created by Peruvian artist Fernando de la Jara. He named it Pi Chacan, which translates to making love in his native Quechua language. The sculpture is made of red Veronese marble and was made to signify the gateway to the world. Fernando wanted the meaning of the sculpture to relate to all the biomedical research institutions and hospitals nearby. As fascinating as the sculpture is, it was largely unknown until one particular incident took place. In 2014, an American student was studying abroad in Germany. He was wandering around the campus with a few friends when they stumbled upon the work of art. They found it so fascinating that they just had to take a picture with it. I guess the American student was trying to create the most outlandish photo moment ever because he climbed into the giant marble vulva and ended up getting stuck. It took 22 firefighters to slowly pull him out head first. It's kinda like he was being born and the firefighters were delivering him. Fortunately, the artwork was not damaged during the process. And for those who really want to go inside a gigantic vagina, please learn from this guy's mistake and don't try to enter it. If you know any other strange sculptures like the ones in this video, and you want to see more content like this, make sure to let us know in the comments below. If you made it to the end of this video, that can only mean one thing. You are seriously into some weird-ish. So go ahead and press that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more weird content just like this.